With this lecture, I'm going to start level 1 of topic set. The textbook I'm going to use to discuss this level is published by NCERT. You can download the complete textbook from NCERT website, or you can download the PDF of this chapter with notes and assignments from my website. The links are in description. Let's begin with the word set. The word set or the noun set, in simple English it means collection of objects of same kind. So the set means collection of objects of same kind. We often use this word in our day-to-day life. For example, we usually have dinner sets in our homes. As the name suggests, a dinner set is a collection of cups, plates, dishes, saucers, etc. used for serving food and dining. So set means collection of objects of same kind, like in a dinner set. Now this collection, this set can be of two types in our practical life. It can be either objective or subjective. To understand this, let's take an example. If I asked you to create a collection of all the songs recorded by Lady Gaga, you can easily do that with the help of some research and the internet. But what if instead of a collection of all the songs recorded by Lady Gaga, I asked you to create a collection of top 5 songs recorded by Lady Gaga? Top 5 songs. Now, collection of all songs and collection of top 5 songs, they both are collections in their own ways, but there is a difference between both. A collection of all songs will always be the same. Whether you will create that collection or I will create that collection will always be the same. Yeah, the order in which we collect these songs can be different, but the overall collection will always be the same. But in case of top 5 songs, the collection will always be based on our personal opinions, personal preferences and personal taste. That collection will always be subjective. A collection of top 5 songs created by me can be different from the collection of top 5 songs created by you, and that collection can be different from the collection of top 5 songs created by some third person. So a collection of top 5 songs will always be subjective, whether the collection of all songs will always be objective. So in practical life, set is of two types. Either it can be subjective or it can be objective. Now in maths, there is no use of these subjective collections. We always need those collections which are same for all of us. We always need objective collection in maths. That's why the definition of set in maths is a well-defined collection of objects of same kind. In practical life or in general life, definition of set is collection of objects of same kind, but in maths, the definition of set is a well-defined collection of objects of same kind. Here the phrase well-defined signifies the objective characteristics of set. For better understanding, let's discuss question number 1 of NCERT exercise 1.1. Which of the following are sets? Justify your answer. They have given us 9 different collections, 9 different sets, and we need to tell them which of these 9 sets can be considered as a mathematical set. Or in other words, which of these 9 collections are same for all of us. Let's begin with part 1. The collection of all the months of a year beginning with the letter J. Now, whether you will collect all the months beginning with letter J or I will collect all the months beginning with letter J, our collection will always be the same. Our collection will always have January, June and July. Yeah, you may write June, January, July, and I may write January, June, July, or July, June, January. The order can be different, but the overall collection will always be the same. And as I had mentioned, the order doesn't matter. What matters is the overall collection. So the overall collection will always be the same. So this can be considered as a mathematical set. Second part, the collection of 10 most talented writers of India. Now, the word talented is not well defined in English. The word talent is not well defined in English. The definition of talent is always subjective. The definition of talent is always different for different persons. So this collection is also different for different persons. This can't be considered as a mathematical set. This set is not same for all of us. Third part, a team of 11 best cricket batsmen of the world. Again, in cricket or in sports, there is no well-defined definition about a best cricket batsman. So this definition, the definition of best cricket batsman, is always subjective. It is always based on personal preferences and personal opinions. So this set is also subjective and can't be considered as a mathematical set, because this set is not same for all of us. This set can be different for different persons. Fourth part, the collection of all boys in your class. Now, whether you will collect all boys in your class or I will collect all boys in your class, our collection will always be the same. So this can be considered as a mathematical set. This is not a subjective case. This set is always same for all of us. So this can be considered as a mathematical set. Fifth part, the collection of all natural numbers less than 100. Now, in maths, the natural numbers are well defined. The definition of natural number is same for all of us. It is not subjective. It is not based on our personal preferences or opinions. So this collection will always be same for all of us. This collection will have 1, 2, 3 and up to 99. So this can be considered as a mathematical set. Sixth part, a collection of novels written by the writer Munshi Premchand. Now, this collection is similar to my example of all the songs recorded by Lady Gaga. As with my example, this collection is also same for all of us. Whether you will collect all the novels written by Munshi Ji or I will collect all the novels written by Munshi Ji, our collection will always be the same. So this can be considered as a mathematical set. The collection of all even integers. Again, in maths, even integers are well defined. There is a fixed common definition for even integers for all of us. This is not a subjective case. So this set is always same for all of us. The even integers are 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 and the negative one also, -2, -4, -6 and -8. So this set is same for all of us, can be considered as a mathematical set. The collection of questions in this chapter, again, whether you will collect all the questions in this chapter or I will collect all the questions in this chapter, our collection will always be the same. So this can be considered as a mathematical set. A collection of most dangerous animals of the world. Now, here the word dangerous is not well defined in English. The definition of dangerous is always based on our personal experiences, personal preferences, personal opinions. For example, for someone, dog can be the most dangerous animal in the world based on his or her experiences. But for some other person, dog is not dangerous at all. So this collection is always subjective. This collection is always based on our personal preferences. So this collection is always different for different persons and can't be considered as a mathematical set. So this is not a mathematical set. Now I hope with this question, there is no confusion with the meaning and the definition of word set. Now our next topic is, how do we represent a set in maths? How do we represent a set in writing? For that, let's get back to its definition. Here is the definition of set, a well-defined collection of objects of same kind. Here, collection of objects gives us the idea that we can represent all the objects in that collection as a list. So our first method is known as the listing method of set, the listing method to represent a set. Listing method. This is also known as the roster form of set. Secondly, objects of same kind gives us the idea that all the objects in a set always possesses a common property. So we can represent a set by that common property. That's why the second method to represent a set is known as the property method. And this method is most commonly known as the set builder form of set. Set builder form. Let's take an example to discuss these two forms in detail. Let's take the set of first 5 natural numbers and let's begin with the roster form first. The set of first 5 natural numbers will have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. In roster form, we make a list of all these elements, all these objects. The objects of a collection of a set are also known as elements of a set. So we make a list of all these elements and we write the roster form like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separated by commas and are always enclosed within curly braces like this. So this is known as the roster form of a set. Also, we usually denote a set by capital alphabet. So you can choose any capital alphabet to represent this set. Let's say A here. Let's take A here. Okay now. Now there are two most important points about roster form. First point is the order of elements doesn't matter in a roster form. What matters the overall collection. Order of elements doesn't matter. You can write this set like this in roster form. Like this. You can write 3, 4, 2, 1, 5. This represents the same meaning. This represents the same collection, the same set. Or you can also write 2, 5, 4, 1, 3. This also represents the same set, the set of first 5 natural numbers. So the first most important point about roster form is the order of elements doesn't matter. What matters? The overall collection. The second most important point about roster form is no element should be repeated in a roster form. In other words, repetition of elements is not allowed in roster form. For that, let's take another example. Let's take my name, Ashish. In my name, there are 6 letters A, S, H, I, S, H. If I want to create a set of all the letters in my name, so the roster form of that set will be like this: A, S, H, I. That's it. We never repeat S and H again in our roster form, because in roster form, repetition is not allowed. Order doesn't matter. You can write this set like this: I, S, H, A, or whatever. I, S, H, A represents the same thing. That represents the same letters in my name, the set of letters in my name, right? So two most important points about roster form is order doesn't matter and repetition of elements is not allowed. Remember that. Let's discuss the set builder form of this set, the set of first 5 natural numbers. In set builder form, we write only the common property possessed by all the elements, and you can do this either directly or indirectly. Directly, we write the common property possessed by all these elements like this: the set of first 5 natural numbers. And indirectly, we use a variable to write the set builder form, to write the common property possessed by all these elements. We use a variable to represent all these elements. Let x be the variable in this case. Let x represent all these elements. So we write set A within curly braces x, then punctuation mark colon, because in English punctuation mark colon always precedes an explanation. So now I'm going to explain what this variable x means here. So x represents the first 5 natural numbers. So these are the two different ways of writing the set builder form of a set: direct way and indirect way. Teachers usually don't prefer this direct way, so I think you should avoid the direct way of writing a set builder form in your exams. Practically, you can choose any of them. Okay. Now there are some minor details about the set builder form, especially the indirect form. In indirect form, this colon symbol stands for such that, and the curly braces stands for the set of all. So we read this set builder form like this: the set of all x such that x represents the first 5 natural numbers. So this is how we read a set builder form. Okay. There is one important point about set builder form. Some mathematicians and some textbook writers prefers pipe symbol over colon symbol. So you can write this set builder form like this: x, then pipe symbol in place of colon symbol. X represents the first 5 natural number. Here the pipe symbol also stands for such that. So that doesn't make any difference. Okay. So now let's go to our next topic, our final topic. How do we represent whether an element is in the set or not? Okay, here the set of first 5 natural numbers, as you can see, 3 is in the set A. How do we represent this statement mathematically? For that purpose, we use Greek symbol epsilon. Epsilon, which stands for belongs to. So if 3 is in the set A, we write 3 belongs to A. 4 is in the set A, so we write 4 belongs to set A. Similarly, 5 belongs to set A. As you can see, 6 is not in the set A. So we write 6 and we cut this symbol, epsilon symbol, and then it stands for does not belong to. Does not belong to. So 6 does not belong to set A. That means 6 isn't in the set A. 7 isn't in the set A. 1 A belongs to set A. 1 is in the set A. Okay. So this is how do we represent as whether an element is in the set or not mathematically. Okay. Now let's discuss questions from NCERT exercise 1.1. Question number 2. Let A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that means the set of first 6 natural numbers. Insert the appropriate symbol belongs to or does not belong to in the blank spaces. Okay. As you can see, 5 is in the set A, so we write 5 belong to A. 8 is not in the set A, so we write 8 does not belong to A. 0 does not belong to A. 4 belongs to A. 4 belongs to A. 2 belongs to A because 2 is in the set A, and 10 does not belongs to A. That's it. Let's go to question number 3. Write the following sets in roster forms. Okay, they have given us 6 different sets in their set builder forms, and we need to convert them into their roster forms, or in other words, we need to list all the elements in these 6 different sets. Okay, let's begin with part 1. Set A. The set of all x such that x is an integer and x is greater than or equals to -3 but less than 7. Okay, number line will be helpful in this case. Let's draw a number line. Okay, they said we need to list all the integers which are greater than or equals to -3 but less than 7. So integers greater than or equals to -3 are -3 itself, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. These are the integers in this set A. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This is the roster form of set A. Now, second part, set B. X is a natural number less than 6. The set of all x such that x is a natural number less than 6. Okay, natural number less than 6 are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Third part. X is a 2-digit natural number such that the sum of its digit is 8. Okay, we need to list all those 2-digit natural numbers whose sum of digit is 8. The first 2-digit natural number with sum of digit 8 is 17 because 1 plus 7 is 8. Another 2-digit natural number 26, 2 plus 6, 8, 35, 44, 53, 62, 71 and 80. So these are the number, these are the 2-digit natural numbers with sum of digits 8. Okay. Fourth part, D is equals to the set of all x such that x is a prime number which is divisor of 60. Okay, we need to list all those prime numbers which divide 60. So let's begin. Set D, the first prime number is 2 and is also a divisor of 60. Next prime number is 3. Yes, this is also a divisor of 60. Then 5 is also a divisor of 60. Then 7, no, 7 is not a divisor of 60. Next prime number is 11. No. 13, no. 17, 19, no. 23, no. 29, no. And there is no logic to check after 30 because a divisor of 60 must be up to 30, must be up to its half mark. Okay, but we must be up to its half value. So these are the prime numbers which are divisor of 60. Over. Fifth part, the set of all letters in the word trigonometry. So first we eliminate the repeated letters in the word trigonometry because in roster form no element should be repeated, right now. So we eliminate O because O is repeated, T and R. So these are the letters in the word trigonometry. These are the unique letters in the word trigonometry to write the roster form of this set, set E. The letters are T, R, I, G, O, N, M, E, Y. Okay. Last part, F set. the set of all letters in the word better. Again, we eliminate similar letters. Similar letters are T and E. Repeated letter. We eliminate the repeated letters. So the roster form is set F is equals to B, E, T and R. So this is the roster form of our set F. Now let's go to our next question.